Welcome to the next video in my series about the Dark Eye core rules, and we are in chapter 13, and it's a bestiary. And the bestiary is pretty short, only explaining creatures and things you have to know because it is referenced by the rules. It is by no way a bestiary that should inform you in general what creatures are in the world, because the core rules is all about rules and only gives you the necessary minimum of information, especially in the bestiary. So, first, there's explained how a creature is described and what everything you will read means, and then there is a chart that explains how you have to interpret the intelligence of a creature, because sometimes there is an intelligence of 15, but it is comparable to a intelligence of 5 in a human. And then there is a section about demons, special rules about demons, because demons they are physical when they're in our world, but they are not really bound to the laws of physics. For example, they move at will. They make running movements and stuff like that, but actually they more move at will, and they can just walk up a wall, and they can just walk on the ceiling, and they can immediately at any speed change direction or stop in an instant because they're not bound to the laws of physics, and stuff like that is explained in this section. And then there are 3 examples of demons. There are 2 minor demons, the Gotongi, which is like an observer, you would send it out to spy, and then a combat demon, the Hashtot, and he has his sword and it's his whip, and they have unique properties. When you defend, when you parry the sword, it's possible that your weapon will break, and when you get hit by the whip, you will basically get a new level of pain. And when you reach 4 levels of pain through losing hit points or through the whip, you are basically unable to act and are out of the combat. And the last demon described is the Earhulk, which is a horned demon, and there's a detailed description about its unique properties and everything else. And then there is a very short section about elementals. There are only 2 elemental creatures described, the fire spirit and a fire djinn, and there are 6 elements, and you would be able to summon spirits and djinns for each of the element. And if you want to improvise them, they pretty much influenced by their values. They are pretty much influenced by their element. For example, the fire djinn is better at dealing damage and at attacking, and or djinn would be better at defending. He would have a higher armor value, he would deal more damage because he hits harder, but he would be slower, so he would have a lower attack and a lower defense. And if you have an air elemental, it would be very nimble, very swift, very quick, with a high attack, but it wouldn't hit very hard and probably wouldn't be able to take a lot of damage and stuff like that. The last 2 creatures here, the normal creatures that are described are the dogs. The dog is simply in here because it's tradition in the Dark Eye that you can play dogs. There are even different dog races described. You will find them in other source material. And then there is a horse, because mounted combat is in the rules, and you would want to have a horse sometimes during adventure. The next animals described are the base versions of the familiars for witches. The change of values, the modifications that a creature gets when it becomes a familiar, are not taken into account here. So they all get plus 10 hit points, for example, and that is not already calculated in these values. So, and that is basically all. No, there are some special rules for combat, like here the Raven can attack from the air and how that is handled. But that's everything that is in the bestiary. It's very short. It only includes what is necessary, what is referenced from the rules. So that's already everything about the bestiary, and I'll end this video here, and then I'll talk about the equipment chapter. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask. Write a comment, send me a message. I try to answer. But for now, that's it. Bye.